Hi everyone, this is Connor McNamara, the Technology Coordinator here at the Auburn Hills Public Library. And today we're going to be doing a quick video tutorial showing you how to set up the Libby app on your smartphone or tablet. The Libby app allows you to get free ebooks and audiobooks through Overdrive, which is provided by the library. Now today our tutorial is going to be on the Android operating system, but this will also work almost identically on an iPhone. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to need to install the Libby app. If you don't have that installed, you can do it through the Google Play Store or through the Apple App Store. So I'm going to open up the Play Store here and I'm going to search for Libby. And we're looking for this top application here, Libby by Overdrive. So we're going to tap on that. I already have it installed, but if you didn't, you could install it just like any other application. So, with that application installed, I'm going to find it in my list of apps, and here it is, Libby. Tap on that to open it up. This is the first time that I've launched the application, so I'm going to get this quick little introduction. It's first going to be asking me if I have a library card, and of course I do, so I'm going to hit on yes. Now I'm going to be asked a couple questions about where my library is. You can try to let Libby find your library for you automatically, but I think the easiest thing to do, since we know what our library is to just go ahead and say, I'll search for a library. We are the Auburn Hills Public Library, so we're going to search Auburn Hills. And we're going to pop up here, download destination, Auburn Hills Public Library, and there is our address, so we're going to tap on that. Now, if you have a library card from another organization, another library, let's say that you work in a different city or you have a residency in another place, you can actually add multiple library cards into the Libby application. But for this case, we're just going to be working with the Auburn Hills Public Library. So we are going to tap on Auburn Hills Public Library here. And now we're going to be asked to enter in our library card number. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to hit next. Okay, so with my library card number entered, I'm going to hit next. Now I'm going to have to enter my PIN. Now your PIN number is going to be by default the last 4 digits of the phone number that you have on file. So when you signed up for your library card, the phone number that you gave us at the desk, the last 4 digits of that number are going to be your PIN number. If you don't remember what that number was or it doesn't seem to be working for some reason, if you've had a card for a long time, you can also try 1234. That used to be our default. If you still can't figure it out though, feel free to come into the library or give us a call and we'll be able to reset your PIN number for you. Okay, so I've entered in my PIN number, my library card number. I'm going to hit sign in. And now I've got my virtual library card. Okay, and now that we've signed in, we are taken to our virtual bookshelf inside of Libby. So you'll notice that the Libby app is broken up into 2 sections. We have our shelf over here on the right, and we have the library tab over here on the left. If I tap on library, it's going to take me over to the digital library where I can browse a bunch of different titles that are available. So there's a couple different ways that I can find the next book that I want to read. If I go all the way up to the top here, I can tap on search and I can type in any title or author or anything that I'm looking for, obviously, just like any normal search would work. I can also tap on this Explore over here along the top, and that's going to give me a couple of different options. Things that are new, things that are popular, subjects, spotlights, or my personal favorite, what's available? What is something that I can check out and actually read right now today? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what's available? I can drill down further here. Am I looking for an audiobook or am I looking for an ebook that I can actually read, or do I not really care? For me personally, I'm a big audiobook person, so I'm going to click on or tap on available audiobooks. And now all I'm seeing here is collections of audiobooks that are currently available that I can actually check out. So let's see if we can find one here. Sure. Let's check in on this one here, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Tap on that. It's going to give me a little bit more information about the book. So, a typical description. Shows me it's also available in a regular book. At the very bottom here, I'm going to get format, durations. This is about 13 hours. You can see that it's unabridged, who's the author, who narrates it, and when was it released. You can also see the number of copies available. So there are 14 copies of this book total, and 3 of them are available right now. I can play a sample of this book if I'm interested in doing that, if I want to, hear how the narrator sounds before I actually dive in and decide to check it out. But I'm thinking Steven's probably going to be just fine, so we're going to go ahead and hit borrow. And after hitting borrow here, we're going to be shown our digital library card number again. It's going to show me that I currently have 0 of 6 loans, so I can check out up to a total of 6 books at one time, and I have 0 of 10 holds, so I can have 10 things on hold. Once I tap on borrow here, of course, I have now borrowed this book, which is going to give me, 1 less loan that I have available. So I now have 1 of 6. Libby's asking me if I'd like to turn on notifications for when my book is actually going to be due. In this case, we can tap on Manage Notifications, and we've got a whole host of different notifications options here. So in this case, we'll keep all of these turned on, the notification here, check marks. We can tap in here to change notification settings as well. But in this case, I like having a lot of these notifications on, such as my holds are ready, my loan's expiring, etc. So we're going to hit hide. So we could keep browsing, or we can go right back to our shelf. So if I tap on Go to Shelf, there we go. Sometimes takes a little bit of energy. If I tap on Go to Shelf, this is going to take me back to that same page that we were looking at when we very first logged into Libby. So we've got our recent loan, which is actually shown up here. We didn't have that before. I can see when it's due, and I can do what most people are probably going to want to do, is I can open this audiobook. And so now I'm taken to a page where I can start playing it. I can scrub through this audiobook down along the side here. I can just kind of swipe and select where I need to go. Can also tap on chapters there to open up and skip to maybe a particular part of the book. Hit hide. There's a number of other features in here too. One thing that's nice for the audiobooks is the sleep timer. So if you are interested in listening to an audiobook before you go to bed, but you don't want to fall asleep and miss the whole thing, you can set a sleep timer so that it will turn playback off as soon as, based on the time that you have. This can be set up to a maximum of, as we saw just there, 2 hours, but you can also just set it to do to the end of the chapter. So in this case, first chapter is 2 minutes, so I can just tap on that, and that'll let me listen to this whole chapter and then pause at the end of that chapter. So that's a nice feature. There's also a speed control up here. So if you're somebody that likes to listen to your audiobooks on maybe like a 1.5 or a 1.25 times speed, so you can get through them a little bit faster, you can do that through the Libby app as well. We've also got bookmarks and highlights. So you can record highlights, and you can also set your own custom bookmarks in there if there's a section of the book that you'd like to hop back to later on. Okay, and now you can see as I'm going through the rest of the Libby app, if I maybe tap back over to library, if I'm browsing for a couple of other titles that might be available, my center little icon here in the middle has actually changed to the cover art of that particular book. So if I tap here, I can pull this up and it's going to give me those controls back for that title that I was looking at previously. Okay, so let's say that I've finished the book early. We saw earlier that we have a limited number of titles available, limited number of copies, rather, available for this particular title. So be kind to your other library patrons and return these books once you're finished reading them. If it takes you the full loan period to read it, of course, that's fine, and the book is going to return automatically on its own, so you don't have to worry about late fees or anything like that. But if you do finish with the book early, you want to give it up so that somebody else can have a chance, then all you need to do is tap on this Manage Loan here and tap on Return Early. And that's also going to give you one of your loans back so that you can check out another book if you had already reached your limit of 6. So I'm going to hit Return. And there we go. So That was just a quick overview of the Libby app and how you can use it to get started with ebooks and audiobooks. We looked at an audiobook today, but the ebook process is basically exactly the same. If you have any further questions, feel free to come into the library and ask at the information desk. Our librarians will be more than happy to help you. Or you can always call the library, 248-370-9466. But that's all we have time for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. And we hope to see you in the library again very soon.